Welcome to Asteroid Fight Club. That is a place where we gather around and come up with great ideas to keep civilization from collapsing. Because asteroid is just a metaphor for anything that can bring our civilization tumbling down. Now, I wanted to point out that Tropical Storm Chris, which is expected to be a hurricane tonight, which is just sitting off the coast, he's about 4,000 miles long. Yep, that's right. So, as the Rain Man of Rain bands, I can't believe that's how uptight I'd gotten, and I am no good to anybody, asterisk, when I'm uptight. But what I'm saying is, look at that thing. Technically, yeah, it kind of looks like a dragon. Looks like an alien head with alien arm. Another thing, we are about being like Boy Scouts. Like, you just be prepared, and then you be aware. Because as everyone is still making fun of Beryl, was now just a tropical remnant, we are watching him re-intensify, which we call the pulse. And notice the wind shear and the dust, yes, rip him to shreds, but then he re-intensifies again. So he re-intensifies over those little islands. I forget their names. So we will have to check the rainfall totals because they will give us an idea of if this thing intensifies over Puerto Rico and the other islands, what type of rainfall totals we might see. Because at this point, regardless of what the wind speeds are, the head of the National Hurricane whatever says the number one most destructive force in a hurricane is the water, which I totally agree with. And so we are watching this thing fight and re-intensify, fight and re-intensify. So I technically won't call the coast clear until it has passed everybody and there has been no damage done. Right now it is still heading towards Puerto Rico, but we don't know how much water it contains or how much rain it might drop. And so I just recommend everyone stay aware when you can. And just the fact that if you look at the whole picture, like look at this weird moisture system that's going straight up. Why are you doing that, man? What is that? That's just, this is headed west and that is just headed north. And Chris is over here just spinning there. Like, so, as your planetary defense commander, yeah, dude, this situation, this is definitely worth watching. And so, I might, be watching it all night. I've been working on a documentary about Puerto Rico, trying to explain the actual situation there. And it goes back to like 1910. I'm pulling documentaries, from like 1940s and on, just so people understand more. And so, right now, Chris doesn't look to be in any major danger, though he is intensifying as we speak. And we'll probably, they're saying it has 60 mile per hour winds. Like I said, man, I don't know if I live in Houston. So if this was happening right here, I would probably go north and visit my mama. So maybe people deal with things better differently. I'm pretty sure they do, Because I haven't done any serious drinking in a couple days, like a week or two. I think I might be ready later tonight. I've always wanted to do a drunk weather forecast. I still have not done that yet. And I'm biking, man. So we drink. I'm not an alcoholic. If I had a problem, it would probably be with marijuana. But luckily, it is not legal in Texas, so we ain't got to worry about it, right? Okay. But yeah, so there's Chris, and he is intensifying. And I want to say the guy that I respect the most, I don't trust anybody. Well, Cranky Weather Guy's advice, information is as good as they get. I didn't give him the nickname King of Weather Twitter for nothing. But Cranky Weather Guy, I'm guessing we'll see 60 mile per hour Chris at 11 p.m., but there have been reports that it's already there. The convective burst and the wrap did its thing for the core. The only thing that keeps it in check for a bit here is the other micromanage. Shut that down and it'll crank. Oh yeah, by the way, I asked Selena Gomez out on a date for Halloween. Hey, she's 25, and it's almost her birthday. Plus, she was born in Texas. But look at this. This is the mean sea level pressure. Man, like, if you hang out, and if you've been here for a while, pressure situation, sorry, bro, it's weird. And that's just the way it is. Like, look at that. I've never seen that amount of pressure. low pressure at the top of our planet. That almost makes us look like Venus. Supposedly Venus, the high pressure and the low pressure don't really cross each other. And then you got a snake in the middle of Russia. That is not political commentary. Or is that a spaceship? And then you got the equivalent to Category 5 typhoon, super typhoon Maria. And this looks like Planet X. It just looks like it. But what is that straight line coming right off it? That is weird, dude. So it's a weird world after all. Another thing is there have been a lot of like here. This is for the 7th by weatherrisk.com. This is for the, the 17th, which is 9 days from now. And look how wet and moist and mildly problematic the situation looks. And you got another super heat dome coming through after records have been smashed. Oh, hey, AT&T had a giant merger while nobody was looking with, I forget who. And they're like, oh yeah, by the way, you know how you loved HBO for its quality? Well, that is not how AT&T does it. Which I think is hilarious. Cranky Weather Guy basically saying it is going to loop back west tonight, stall, pivot, eject. But I've seen some weird things that show, at times they show Beryl hooking up with Chris. There have been a few things that have shown the possibility of Chris hitting Canada, but that is like a week away. So that's why we're taking this day by day, minute by minute, and I'm trying to go word by word. Well, hold on, I asked Cranky a question. See, those are from the documentaries I'm talking about. You'd have to go to my Twitter at newthor.com or just at newthor and watch them. But yeah, dude. Anyway, and this was okay. I'm about to tell a joke. It's got a word in it that triggers people. I was just making a comment. So yeah, pause if you want to, or skip forward 10 seconds. Nobody gets offended during a flood. You imagine like a lady on the roof going, "I was offended that Billy called Mother Nature a cunt while we were on the roof." No, dude. And that is Japan. And I'm not trying to make light of the situation. I'm just saying it's just strange at a time where Mother Nature's been knocking all our infrastructure down. Everybody's arguing about all this little stuff, acting like last hurricane season didn't happen. This winter didn't happen. And we got temperature records smashing all over the place. And I'm not one person who buys into it's global warming or it's climate change or it's grand solar minimum or I think it's something totally different, dude. I don't know what it is, but it's like this year 2000 and we got a lot of things going on, and we all know that science tends to go overboard sometimes, and capitalism definitely goes overboard sometimes. And if you don't believe that, then you must not have been there for the 2008 economic collapse, where if we didn't give a blank check to Wall Street, all the money would have evaporated overnight. Technically, it's called hyperinflation, and it's happened 33 times throughout history. All right, where was I at? Oh, yeah, trying to find the one thing. Maybe I skipped it. But I was just saying that Cranky said not to worry because the high-pressure system will keep Chris off the coast. Like I said, that's not how I don't necessarily trust him, but as far as anybody goes, if you want reassurance that Chris shouldn't be a problem for Virginia, North Carolina, there it is. I said, why is backing into the coast impossible, Hefe? He said, we can't back into a landfall through intense high pressure. It just isn't going to happen. People will say it is happening when the system jogs west temporarily, but it isn't going to happen. Brief jog west, stall, eject. Now, technically, I think there's still like a 2% chance that it could, but overall, it's probably right. But so then the main concern would be if it intensifies to something like Cat 3 and the winds get insane, or it grows so large in its field that it doesn't necessarily move, but it's still big enough to cover and cross the land. See what I'm saying? So these are just possible variable scenarios, though right now, although one person has already died from riptide, it looks like, it's not as bad as it could be. When I say could, it's like possibilities. You got worst case scenario and best case scenario. What you do is you prepare for the best, wait prepare for the worst. And if the best happens, you say, hallelujah, the best happened. All I know is that, like I said, if I was right there, I would definitely be keeping an eye on this thing. And then I'll say one more time. I'm sure I'll keep repeating that. Wait, wind. You gotta hit this button. Hit the button, baby. All right. So yeah, that was just sitting right there. And some of the meteorologists are saying people probably won't wake up until it's officially a hurricane. Then people are like, oh my God, there's a hurricane right off the coast. Yeah, that's definitely a situation worth watching. You know? It's wild. Total cloud water. So yeah, you know, it's a 3,000 mile system that has its anchor down by us. What else we got? So let's go back to Beryl for a second. Maybe. There it goes. So yeah, I'll keep watching. But they go in pulses up and down. And so until it passes, I don't think it's going to be totally safe. But I will be glad if it is totally safe and nothing happens other than rain showers. But right now, it looks like Puerto Rico's definitely going to get some rain. It's a matter of how much. And I need to learn the names of all the other islands. How's that sound? Sound good? You guys might be asking, what was that thing earlier? Yes, sometimes I listen to horoscope videos to let me know how long my love life is going to be totally shitty and weird. And the good news is they tell me each week, true love will come to you this week. So I'm like, okay, great. And then at the end of the week, I'm like, crap. So listen to another one. They're like, true love will come to you this week. I'm like, okay, great. It's like a process. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, God bless everyone. I'm going to keep watching this. And if you want to stay updated too, you can watch along as well. This shit is crazy, bro. Like, let's just hop on over to space weather. I don't even know what's happening there. How you guys doing today? You having a good Sunday? I want you to know, I got to watch out since hurricane season is really just now getting started. That y'all are totally badass and cool. And most of y'all understand what we're doing here at Asteroid Fight Club. And I can't let a few people who are like, get me down. You know? So I'm not going to, you guys are kick-ass and supportive, so I'm going to try not to let the negativity affect me. Because I'm just here trying to get everybody prepared. And ultimately, the goal is to unite people so we can start to build cool things again and give up these piece of shit, late stage, whatever the hell our economy system is, and move on to something else. Hyperinflation, it's a real thing. It's real bad when it happens. The currency of the civilization just explodes in a 7-day span. There's knocked loose in clouds. These are all it's bigger than I've ever seen. They're like the highest, coldest clouds. And so, in my opinion, it's like the Earth is McDLT. The hot side is hot, and the cold side is cold. And the McDLT parts kind of float around like a lava lamp. And I'm old school, dude, so I don't think we necessarily have to agree on everything. I'd actually prefer if we didn't, because it's weird when everybody has the same opinion, you know? And back in the day, people were allowed to have different opinions and agree. And shit, my sense of humor still hasn't returned. It's almost like in Superman 2 when he loses his power. Like, I just want it to return. Please come back. And we got our sunspots turning around. See that? Yep. So the sun's about to get active. I'm pretty sure. I mean, it's already active on the backside, but for some reason they don't name. This was weird to me is when they're like, oh, there are no sunspots on the sun. Well, yeah, if you're not counting the backside of it. You know what I'm saying? Because that's going to be a big sunspot. So that, and then we got an eclipse coming in 4 days. And the alignment of the planets, they're kind of all on the same side. That looks like a big filament. They come kind of all on the same side of the sun, and we're going to be looking at how that affects things. You know, there's a lot going on in 2018. It's wild. And it's like, our main goals right now should be to have a little fun in the summer and be prepared for whatever comes our way. So, I want everybody to stay cool. I'm glad you stayed with me on this adventure, and I'm glad we are paying attention. And I will talk to you guys soon. Peace out. God bless everyone. And I should say something really awesome at the end, but I can't think of anything. Eat more vegetables. Go outside. Yeah. Go talk to the moon tonight, and then the sun tomorrow. Sounds good.